foods of Mumbai or Hyderabad? Because I know either gupchup hai, udhar pani puri hai, or Delhi mein golgappe hai. What is it that you crave and like?
I love Halim in Hyderabad. I love Pathar Gosht. I can see your face. It's like literally like pining. I will sit on the pavement or stand on the pavement and I'll eat in peace. No problem. Because most of the time people think that I look like Aditi. And I'm probably not Aditi because I'm tiny and I'm just like chilling. And so many people have told me this. They told my mother also, your daughter looks so much like Aditi Rao Hydari. And my mother's like,
Is she a geek? She's gone to LSR.
Not at all. I hated studying. I hated studying. Hated. I would always be looking out of the window, humming, singing.
Sing a little for us, whatever you like. When you look out of class, what would you hum to yourself?
कभी नीम नीम कभी शहद शहद कभी नर्म नर्म कभी सख्त सख्त मोरा पिया मोरा पिया मोरा पिया हाय
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All well, all well. I think this is the norm to do till this passes away.
Absolutely. It's like I'm missing, I'm missing real interviews now.
Yeah, you almost feel like, acha, theek hai. I'm okay with my manager and the whole crew standing in front of me and telling me not to do that or don't answer that, rather than have this.
You know, I used to always crib about promotions and be like, why do we need to promote? Now I'm like, wow, I'm done to get back to it. A real promotion.
Aditya, I want to dive right into this. पहली पोटी है हैदराबाद की और मैं हैदराबाद का ही हूँ, तो कितनी हैदराबादी या तेलुगु का लहजा has remained in you while you juggled between Delhi and Hyderabad?
When I come to Hyderabad, so my entire family is here, right? So when I come to Hyderabad, I start speaking like a Hyderabadi. But when I'm in Delhi, but like as a kid, I grew up in Delhi. I used to speak proper Delhi wali Hindi. And now I live in Bombay, so I don't know what I speak. And considering that I do Tamil films, Telugu films, Malayalam films, Hindi films, like I was recently doing Telugu lessons because my mother tongue is Telugu, but I don't speak Telugu. Everybody in my family speaks Telugu. So I was like, I should learn Telugu. This is not right. And I started doing Telugu lessons, and my teacher used to encourage me to, speak in Telugu and tell me what I did during the day. I would put one Tamil sentence, one Telugu sentence, one Hindi sentence, 3 English words. It was such a mess.
ఏదైనా ఒక్కటి మాట్లాడి చూపిస్తారా?
Sorry?
ఏదైనా ఒక్కటి మాట్లాడతారా?
ఏదైనా ఒకటి మాట్లాడతారా?
What I'm trying to say is, can you say something for the users to see how good or bad that may sound?
Oh my God. నాకు తెలుగు రాదు, కొంచెం వస్తుంది. బట్ నేర్చుకోవడానికి ట్రై చేస్తున్నాను, బట్ మెల్లగా.
That's not the right application of slowly over there, but yeah, you're there. So correct. The first memory of Bombay, because this is the Bombay journey, except you're doing it like this, we'd be driving around idly. So do you remember the first time you landed up in the city?
Yes. I mean, I've been to Bombay many times as a child, but it was usually like I would go to, I had people in South Bombay and Bandra Max, up to Bandra. I had not been to any other part of Bombay, and when I landed and I went towards where I was, going to stay, it was just like, there were just so many people. And it was, the roads were much narrower, and it was just so different, very, very different. Everybody was busy, everybody was in hurry, and everybody has this very, no nonsense kind of approach. They're very, very professional. But today, the things that like kind of made me almost feel like, oh my God, like overwhelmed me. Today, I appreciate those very things about Bombay. Like, I love the fact that as a girl, nobody looks at you in a bad way, they just look at you as a person. And even if they appreciate you as a person. They just appreciate you, and then they go on to their work, And I feel it's such a leveler in so many ways. People are so open-minded. It's not a judgmental city at all. It's very welcoming. It's very, it's very professional. It's like if you deliver, if you bring value to whatever it is that you do, you are valued. Like it's one of the most professional cities that I have seen and worked in, and like literally, I just marvel. Like if I want something, like suppose as as a stylist, let's suppose my stylist needs something at like 9 o'clock at night, it'll happen in Bombay like this. It's such a professional city.
You can get a suit stitched by a Master G in Bombay overnight.
Exactly.
I heard about that.
Exactly. In fact, recently I went to shoot in Bombay for a schedule with MA Entertainment, and I've been spending more time in Hyderabad than Bombay during the lockdown because family is here, and I keep going to Bombay, but I've been here, and so I did this one schedule, and I couldn't do fittings, obviously, right? Because I'm here, they're there. I went in that morning, did one round, like I just tried on one thing, and everything was sorted in a few hours by the time I got on set. And I was just like, wow. I mean, it's incredible. Having said that, honestly, even the film industry in Hyderabad, like,
it is. I was about to come to that.
Incredible, super organized, super hardworking, super disciplined. Hyderabad and Chennai also. Amazing.
I've worked with a Chennai director. I'm Tamil director, but tiffin, 7 o'clock, you get down from your car and you take a step and there's tiffin right there. And you're like,
great tiffin. Even in Hyderabad, like every time I shoot in Hyderabad, I'm nervous that I'm going to go back because the food is so good. Karam and very yummy. And I never like take food from home and all. I always eat set food because it's so good. And it's like home cooked food almost.
Yeah.
It's really good.
What does it do to you having such a lineage? To people who don't know, you're the great granddaughter of Mr. Hydari. So, what does it teach you that, like the lesson I was speaking to Saif about this, like, does it get you a standpoint, or in the house do you have a certain knowledge of a geographical or a politicized kind of conversation? What is it like?
I think, a lot of your childhood exposure and all comes from where you come from, right? Which is, and I guess like my family, more than lineage, I would say it also has to do with the fact that there was a lot of emphasis on education and an open-mindedness, very liberal attitude to culture, religion, everything, right? And I'm also very, very mixed culturally. Like my maternal grandmother is Mangalorean, my maternal grandfather is Telugu, my father is Buri. I'm so mixed, but everybody's from Hyderabad. So there's so many languages, so many cultures, so many different kinds of food. So I have really, really grown up very, very cosmopolitan in many ways. And I literally, like, I'm a poster child for national integration in many ways. Also because I've grown up like that.
Yeah, you've sort of perfected the answer. But I'll tell you this. When the research team came to me with the kind of things they said about you, I said, is she a geek? She's gone to LSR. Matlab, anybody who I know went to LSR got a 95 percentage or above. So, matlab, scene kya hai? Are you a geek? No.
Not at all. I hated studying. Hated. I would always be looking out of the window, humming, singing, dancing. So I went to a school where there was a lot of nature, and we were like, it was okay to dream. It was okay to be a dreamer. It was okay to be like artistic. And in fact, I wanted to be a doctor. And my school literally told my mother that, anybody can study and be a doctor. This girl has an innate talent for, as an artist. And very few people have this God-given talent. And why is she not being an artist? She should just be an artist. And everybody used to tease me in school and say, you'll be a heroine. I used to always feel, how will I be? But how can it happen? I was not a geek at all. I hated studying. And my school never forced me to study also, which was a great thing. But I did the science stream. I did the medical stream in my class 11 and 12. And very soon realized that this is not for me. I need to dream and look out the window. But yeah, by some fluke or by I don't know what, I did decently. But I did also get into LSR because I could dance and I could sing, and I was Leela Sampson's student, and that was one of the things that also they had that thing of having artistic kids also. So
yeah, to even say that in a sentence that you're a Samson student, I mean, does the patakas show in the acting that you do? Because I've seen Bijoy's film where there's exquisite rain in the background, and there you do this action where I was like, oh, there's Bharatanatyam student over there. So how much of it lives inside still, and do you practice?
100% lives inside, because you can't. I've been dancing since I was 5, and Leela Sampson is the kind of teacher where it kind of, she teaches you so much more than dance. And I think the people that I was surrounded by I was surrounded by a lot of artistic people. My mother sings. I woke up to the sound of the tanpura and my mother doing her riyas. I was constantly surrounded by painters, dancers, sculptors, theater people. Like literally, I grew up like this. How can I ever, like, it can never be, it's in my blood. But I had to actually learn to even relax my posture, because I was always like absolutely straight back. And I realized that as an actor, you have to relax your body language. So I had to learn to do that. And one of the first choreographers I worked with was Saroj Khan. And she used to always say, वो भरतनाट्यम तुम्हारी बॉडी से निकालना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि तुम्हारा there's a innate she used to always say there's an innate grace, but there's a way, and in film dancing and in film this thing, you have to just learn to let go and relax it. So that's something I had to work on. It's actually the opposite.
Sing a little for us, whatever you like. What would you look out of class and sing?
What would I what?
When you look out of class, what would you hum to yourself?
Many songs, any song. What do you want me to sing? I don't know. Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, which?
Anything. I don't know. I'm just trying to see how this person who knows these 4 languages has worked in all kinds of spheres does this.
No, Malayalam I don't know. Tamil, Telugu I can manage a bit. Hindi, na?
Hindi, haan.
What to sing? Okay, I'll sing a song from Mani Ratnam's film, Mani Sir's film, because that's what made me become an actor. It's a song from Yuva that I like very much. कभी नीम नीम कभी शहद शहद कभी नर्म नर्म कभी सख्त सख्त मोरा पिया मोरा पिया मोरा पिया हाय नजरों के तीर में बसा है प्यार जब भी चला है वो दिल के द्वार लज्जा से मरे रे ये जिया पिया लज्जा से मरे रे ये जिया
But what a beautiful picturization on that one as well. Like,
oh my God, it was too cool. So beautiful. Yeah.
You work with a bunch of filmmakers. Tell me what it is like to be on a different set for a different person. Because I was doing behind the scenes on David, and I know how Bijoy functions. Like, he'll film one in normal speed and then there's a high speed shot. So like,
I used to make fun of Bijoy because I used to be like, it took me time to get used to this whole filming process of Bijoy's, because the first time that he took a shot and I went and saw the monitor and I was just like I was, many faces happened because I was in 100 frames and I was just like, oh, no, this won't work. I'll have to do it very differently. So I literally learned how to be in 100 frames because it's so different. And I literally told Bijoy that the reason I was there so much in Wazir was because I was in 100 frames. Every scene of mine was that slow. So I was just there a lot. But Bijoy, we used to, Bijoy is like one of us because like on, I don't even treat him like director Saab because somewhere we are all in it together because we all, work together on Mani Sir's films. And Bijoy, Mani Sir has this amazing, because people love him so much. people who are directors come and be ADs on his films. And I myself as an actor, I'm ready to be an AD on Mani Sir's film, because I just love him so much. And it's, but I always say, but don't shout at me, please. Because I'm very much a director's actor. I completely trust and surrender to the vision of the director and the team and my co-actor. And one of the reasons I got along so well with Nani on V is because he is the same. We are so similar like that. So I feel like every director I've worked with has had a different style of working. And it's really about the director and their style, and then the entire team follows. So yeah, and I can't now, it depends on which director you're talking about, but every director has their own style of working.
So tell me, because you mentioned V, all kinds of action is in it. Are you doing any action in V?
No. In V, I'm, somewhere I'm like the emotional core of that story, because everything that happens because of Vishnu's love for Sahiba and Sahiba's decision to give up her life to save a little girl who she doesn't know. So it's actually quite a heroic character, so it's quite beautiful. And I think that's why it really connected with people. And I myself was in tears when I saw the climax of the film. And you feel so much for Nani, because he's lost the love of his life, and it's really beautiful. But V is it's a thriller, action thriller, but with a very strong emotional core because of this love story between Vishnu and Sahiba. It was such an effortless shoot, even though it was tough. And I always say, Mohan sir is one of those directors. He's amazing with actors. He's also a writer-director. So, there's a complete, there's such a sort of understanding of what he's doing and his content. And he's very clear about what he wants. But he does it in such a happy, nice, easy breezy way that half the time I feel like I'm not even working. And I always tell Mohan sir, he laughs at everything. Like, you can have the most harrowing situation and Mohan sir will be laughing and he'll be giggling and he'll make a joke out of it. And I remember I walked onto the set of V and he was like, "Welcome Sahiba, and get ready to get killed." So my first day on set, basically they slit my throat. And I was just like, "You're evil, Mohan sir. How can you do this to me?"
You are a sucker for love stories. I've been told that you love these rom-coms and you are this person. So
rom-coms and hectic love stories also. I love. The more hectic it is, the more I love it.
So does that put you into the bracket of Before Sunrise series, or is it the modern love kind of liking? Or have you seen Modern Love on KPV?
I have seen Modern Love. No, I find that too dark. Oh my God. I find it very but I'm the Mani Ratnam romance kind of person, like eternal love that somehow always finds a way despite all the chaos. I'm that person. Because I know real life is chaotic and shit happens. But I'm like, when two people love each other, they always find a way. I'm that person. And in that, I completely that's why I love Mani Sir's films so much, because he writes like that. Like, even in Katraveli Day, those two are they're crazy, both of them. And it's such a flawed romance. But I love the fact that it sounds very bad to say, but I love the fact that he loves her so much that he changes for her. What is more ideal as a romance than that, So I'm just like, real love always wins. True love always wins.
Interesting. You only meet so many people in your life who talk about that kind of a love story with such conviction.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
So coming back to the fact that we do this generally while we're driving around in Bombay, and it is the Bombay journey. So tell me a little about...
Driving around in Bombay or stopping at traffic lights in Bombay?
हाँ, मतलब हमें बहुत ज़्यादा time मिल जाता है आप लोगों के साथ, क्योंकि हम रुके चलते रहते हैं.
Exactly.
So I'm braking more than I'm accelerating, but then you're never given the chance. So when we're in Bombay, we should be doing this, reminiscing the places that you've probably, done.
Yeah. I was in Bombay recently and actually there was no traffic.
अब आ गया वापस traffic. सब normal हो चुका है.
Okay.
But foods of Mumbai or Hyderabad, because I know इधर गपचुप है, उधर पानी पूरी है, और दिल्ली में गोलगप्पे हैं. तो what is it that you crave and like, and are you a foodie? And where?
I'm a very big foodie. luckily with a small appetite. But I eat pretty much everything because I believe like food is for a good soul and for a happy human, you have to feed your soul. So I eat. I love Halim in Hyderabad. I love Pathar Gosht. I can see your face. It's like literally like pining. Um, Hyderabadi biryani, khichdi khatta, keema. And I love Telugu food also. Like I love pulusu and oh my god, I love them. Natakori pulusu and um, mango mutton and love it. Yeah. In Bombay, what do I like? I like so I like the smaller and more authentic the place, the more happy I am to go to that place. So I will go to a little place also. I will sit on the pavement or stand on the pavement and I'll eat in peace, no problem. Because most of the time people think that I look like Aditi. And I'm probably not Aditi because I'm tiny and I'm just like chilling. And so many people have told me this. They told my mother also, your daughter looks so much like Aditi Rao Hydari. And my mother's like, what do I say now? So in Bombay, there's a place called Punjab Sweet House. I eat pani puri there all the time. Then I love, what else? I love the food in Bombay. Apna sev puri. I'm missing it. Also, you know that the dosas you get near Mithibai College?
Perfect.
There. Then in Chennai, I have my favorite haunts. I love this place called Murugan Idli. It's too good. Basically, I can eat idli morning, noon, and night.
Tawa idli?
Huh?
He has a tawa idli also, Murugan.
Tawa idli?
Yeah, he puts some karam pudi, he puts some tea and he flip it on the tawa.
I love pudi idli basically. And there's one place called Entakeralam and Kappa, Chakka, Kandari. These are all like too good. They're so good, these places. I can go on about food. Don't even start me off. It'll be a never-ending convo.
So what I wanted to kind of surpass or get in this was that there is a lot of South Indian food. There was never a mention of chole bhature or kulche in this.
That's true. No. But in Delhi, I love matra kulcha. Forget chole bhature. You know that matra kulcha you get on the cycle, ready?
Yes.
I love that. And you don't get that anywhere else. You only get it in Delhi.
That's true.
And I love bedmi aloo. That also you get like kachori aloo, bedmi aloo. That also you get like in Hanuman Mandir and all. And in the old city. Then what's it called? There's one place in Purani Delhi where there's a person who comes with a matka of what is it called? Dahi vada. And they only have a certain amount of dahi vada and they sell that and they go. So by about 12 o'clock it's done. It's over. So all these, I'm telling you, it's all the chotu places that I really like.
नहीं मटर कुलचा तो मिलता ही नहीं है ना, कहीं भी नहीं मिलता आपको. ब्रेड वाला कुलचा मिलेगा ही नहीं आपको वैसे वाला.
या इन मठरा आल्सो वो दिल्ली वाला मठरा नहीं मिलता आराम से. छोले भटूरे तो कहीं भी मिल जाते हैं बट वो नहीं मिलता.
जैसे हम चालू किए थे ना तब बहुत ज्यादा एक तेलुगु और अम्मा कन्ना वाला एंड था आपके लहजे में. दिल्ली की एक जरा सी चिटके की बात करते ही दिल्ली आ गई अंदर.
Isn't it? Yeah, correct.
So अगर दिल कहाँ है, मतलब which bed do you jump onto and feel like this is home?
हैदराबाद में. मेरा दिल हैदराबाद में for sure. हाँ.
But चारमीनार जाके कितना टाइम हो गया?
बहुत टाइम. But look me and all, we have it.
या ओस्मानिया बिस्किट. या ओस्मानिया बिस्किट घर लेके आ रख लो तो सॉर्ट हो जाता है.
हाँ, बिस्किट I try not to eat, but look me, very tough to say no. These past 2 months I've been vegetarian, so I'm just like, अब बस हो गया.
कोई इतना बस हो गया मामा, डर नहीं होता.
Exactly.
So in any other thing that you're doing, you've been a star of the 70mm, I must say, and then now you're doing stuff which is going on to the OTT. Does it change anything in you? Do you want the Friday field to come and do you want the Monday numbers to show?
Of course, that's very exciting. But on OTT also numbers show. And the audience response on OTT is, I think, 100-fold because one, we are mostly like home and we don't have access to theaters. Also because of the reach, in that second of that link going up, the entire world gets the film. And I know Telugu films have a huge reach overseas. People like Nani and all are very, very big stars overseas. But I feel like the reach of an OTT platform is in that one day even larger. So it's even going to Berlin, Munich, up now, Afghanistan, wherever, everywhere. Yeah, it's going everywhere, and people from those parts, like I know I have gotten responses from people all over Marrakesh and Morocco, like wherever, and also so many people, even including in our own country. Who maybe have written to me even during Sufiyum Sujatayum, they would be like, we love you and we watched this film because of you, and we realized how good Malayalam films and Telugu films are, and what a well-made film, and how engaging. And now we'll watch more Telugu films. So it feels so good. And I know that like Telugu films also have a huge, audience in their dubbed versions. I remember when I was shooting with Nani in Goa, he had so many fans in Goa, people coming up to him and saying, we've seen this film of yours, we've seen that film of yours, you're such a good actor, your action, you do such good, whatever action, you're so good action, this, that. So I know that the film world is kind of becoming more connected, and with OTT it happens even more and on an even larger scale, and it happens more immediately.
Yeah.
Having said that, of course, I miss Friday, first day, first show. Yeah, that's magic. Yeah, that nothing can replace that magic ever. So I long for that again. I'm sure it will happen soon.
Aditi, tell me this: is there slangs that you would use because you come from a family which seems like तुम लोग काफी poised रहोगे और ऐसे एकदम uptight रहोगे? But then, is there?
I'm the person who teaches my family all this nonsense rowdy slang. Because as you rightly said, everybody speaks very kindly and softly and nobody raises their voice. And my mother also, my God, I can barely hear her. I'm like, Amma, what are you saying? Talk a little louder. So I'm the slightly more rowdy one in my family. And imagine for the rest of the world, I'm this well-behaved, poised human. So, yeah. But
so
yeah.
Any Mumbai slang or Hyderabad slang that will be...
Now that you put me on the spot, I don't know. Then my latest thing that I use these days is waste fellows. That's not really slang, but I love it. I'm constantly harrowing my brother and my cousins and all. I'm like, y'all are waste fellows. Useless.
Yeah. Like there are these things that Hyderabadi people throw around, like Baigan. Like Baigan is not a gali, but it has a connotation.
Is it okay? I've not heard that.
क्या बैगन की बातें कर रहे हैं मियां?
Yeah, yes. Correct. No, I don't use that.
Interesting. If you're still in Hyderabad by the end of unlocks and everything else, you'll probably drive around Hyderabad or do a Bombay journey when we're back. You need to promise me.
Yeah, cool.
So that we can actually get down and eat the Halim and Pista House rather than just talk about it.
No, the Halim at Sarvi.
Sarvi? Okay. I agree. I studied in a college close to Sarvi. But the chai in Sarvi also, so it's just like a juggle, yaar. Ki chai bhi piyo, fir Halim ka lo, fir chai pi lo, fir ek aur Halim ka lo. If you can accommodate all of that.
Hyderabad is behaving like there's no corona. Like all the Irani chai stalls are full of like the people chilling, drinking chai.
The guys away from Hyderabadi chai. Thank you so much, Aditi, for speaking to us. It's been amazing. This is me signing off on the Bombay journey for Mashable India. Bye.
Bye.